basically we'll be moving from India, throughout India. We will not be going to Pakistan. We will be going to Iran after being 4 months in India. In India, we will be going to 12 states. We will be starting in Raj Ghat on the 2nd of October. We'll spend 2 or 3 days in Raj Ghat. We will then, Raj Ghat and Delhi. We will then proceed through India for 4 months. We will then go to Ahmedabad, Sabarmati ashram, and we'll fly to Iran. So we will be taking a caravan, not walking, through Iran for 5 weeks. We will be then moving into Armenia and Georgia. We will be crossing the Black Sea by boat, then going through 4 Balkan states of Bulgaria, Serbia, Bosnia, and Croatia. We will then cross this part of the Mediterranean here, called the Adriatic. We will land in Ancona, walk for 2 months in Italy, cross over the Alps by bus, and walk for 23 days into Geneva. When we were planning this march, we said, let's see how our friends in Geneva are going to respond to it. And when we went to Geneva, you would not believe, the city of Geneva passed a formal resolution to billet and look after all of the marchers for 7 days in Geneva. And the canton, which is like the state, also passed a resolution. And at that time, the municipality was a center-left government and the canton was a center-right government, and they both passed the resolution to accept this march. Once they did that, we felt at least an initial confidence to make it work. But we also had developed in Georgia and Armenia 2 Gandhi foundations from the year 2014. And why did they want Gandhi foundations? I think in that part of the world, of the Southern Caucasus, there's still tremendous frozen conflict between the Russian Federation and NATO and the United States. And so they're always feeling that Gandhi, representing something of a non-alignment from both parties, was something that would give them strength. This is so incredible because you may not know that Georgia is 30% occupied by the Russians. In 2008, the tanks rolled in, like they did in Crimea, and took over 30% of the territory. And yet, the Gandhi Foundation set up one of its offices in the occupied zone and in the regular Georgia, and they communicate, and they're the only group that communicates across enemy lines. And that's Gandhi. The second thing that happened was we went to Armenia. And what is really interesting in Armenia is that we have Armenians in India. Still a population in Calcutta, in Chennai. And what was very interesting is in 2015, we met the then leader of the opposition. Raj Ghat gave him a small nonviolent training. And he developed a new party called My Step, Our Step. And he walked in a pediatra around much of his country in rural areas. And you're not going to believe, in 2018, he came in a bloodless, nonviolent revolution, and he is the Prime Minister of Armenia today. Right? And that is a result of a Gandhian form of action.
And he's small guy.
And he's known as the Chota Gandhi. Yeah. Small guy. Actually, he's a big guy. And what I think we feel very honored to find examples in the world today where nonviolence is working. We feel heartfelt when we see that. So when we found that Switzerland or Geneva seemed very positive, in the canton, in the city, and in the UN. When Georgia and Armenia seemed very positive, and we felt that India would also be very positive because this is Gandhi's, he was the father of the nation, and we knew that this would be a place to mobilize. So 4 out of the 10 countries were in our hand. We just needed 6 more. So we have been working tirelessly to try to get this international march established in these different countries, and in the process talk about Gandhi, talk about non-violence. We just go to the next slide. So the composition of the marchers, as I told you, is about 25 persons in the first leg of the journey. Second leg of the journey will be 50. And people can come and join. Next. That it's beginning in Raj Ghat on October 2nd. Next. That this, I've left India out because it's through 12 states, but here is the Iran journey up. Next. We're not going through Navik Chavan as planned. We're going directly up through Armenia. Next. And then from Armenia to Georgia, and then across the Black Sea, through the Balkan states, next, across to Italy, up through Italy, and across to Geneva. So, next, when we get to Geneva, there's going to be quite a number of other marches meeting us. Some marches from Sweden, marches from Germany, marches from France, marches from UK, marches from Spain, marches from France, marches from West Africa. And so these will all converge in Geneva.
भारत में जो यात्रा हो जय जगत की यात्रा जैसे चेन्नई से जो यात्रा शुरू हो रही है
भारत में भी अभी क्या होने जा रहा है। गुजरात में पोरबंदर से एक यात्रा होगी दांडी तक। ये जो ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में जो बच्चे आए थे हमारे 50 लोग, वो सब लोग हमारे साथ नहीं घूमने जा रहे हैं, वो अलग अलग यात्रा खुद करने जा रहे हैं। तो गुजरात से जो बच्चे आए थे ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में, जो फुल टाइम चलने वाले, वो इंडिपेंडेंटली एक यात्रा यहाँ से ईरान जाने के पहले पोरबंदर से शुरू करके दांडी तक जाएंगे। पूरे वेस्टर्न घाट में केरल के साथी लोग एक यात्रा निकाल रहे हैं। चेन्नई से रामेश्वरम तक एक यात्रा निकाले हैं तमिलनाडु के साथी लोग। तो देयर विल बी मेनी डिसेंट्रलाइज्ड मार्चेस, जो मेन मार्च चलते चलते अलग अलग यात्रा भी चलेगा। तो मुझे लगता है कि आप जो कह रहे हैं वो हो पाएगा, कि थोड़ा सा जय जगत को नेशनल लेवल में एक बेस मिल जाएगा बिफोर यू फ्लाई आउट ऑफ अहमदाबाद। हो सकता है, उसकी संभावना है, उस पर काम करना है।
Indian part is entirely Padyatra, or some parts of the Indian march are also on vehicle?
So we have designed 2 different yatras. One is a caravan in a vehicle going through 12 states. And then we have 10 individual yatras in different parts of the country. So we'll hope that, Egg Maharashtra.
And they will all converge on Ahmedabad?
And they will all converge in Ahmedabad on the 30th of January for a 2-day batak before we fly.
In Maharashtra, there is one march from Gagoda to Varda, which is being planned. That can be incorporated in Jai Jagat.
I just end with a small story about being with a grade 5-6 class recently, and we had told them all about this, the Jai Jagat and how they could participate, and they were very excited about it. They said, we want to do a project in our school that would be our local action as you're doing your march, because at our age we cannot join the march. So what they decided is they created films and skits which they filmed on what they called cyber kindness. They said, look, we don't want to start talking about bullying and anti-bullying and gender violence. We want to talk about cyber kindness. How can we use this technology that we have to promote compassion and human interaction, and not just simply gossip and negativity and competition and who's better than who? How can we build it for greater cooperation? And what I found so interesting in that 5-6 class is that they were really thinking non-violently. They were bringing a perspective of non-violence to an issue. And we hope that as children and youth around the world watch this march day in, day out for 365 days, that at the end of the day, they will believe peace and non-violence is real and is part of their lives. I end with that, and thank you very much.
So how do we involve the students here, and what would be their role? So I would like to have some clarity on that.
Then the school kids, Anil Bhai, I think one way, what we thought, this is like if we are covering 11 countries. Every month, the classroom can introduce one country. I mean, when we are in Armenia, if the children are taught about Armenia, the history of Armenia, the geography of Armenia, the politics of Armenia, there's so much to learn. So the 11 countries can be, children can learn about these 11 countries while we are marching, and they can also connect with us by writing letters or asking questions, etc. And we can also feed into the educational process in the classroom. We will also use that possibility to tell them what are the non-violent processes that are happening in that country, and probably that will inspire young people. So we see classrooms getting connected to the march. That's one way. The other way is to help children to participate by making small contributions, by skipping ice cream or skipping tea or whatever it is. So they can also participate, say that we cannot come, but then we are willing to support this march. If they are interested to get connected to schools in those countries, we can try to do that. The twinning of schools, like maybe a school in Armenia can get connected to a school in Maharashtra, things like that. In the long run, that is possible for us to work on that. As we go, many more ideas will come, but we really want the school children to be part of this process. Because when we march from Delhi, Gwalior to Delhi, it's easy because they come in big number on both sides of the road with one chapati and 1 rupee in hand. It's very easy for us to involve hundreds and thousands of children, but here it will be less. But then I tell you, in Armenia, there are some 30,000 Indian youth into medical education and various other parts. Only today I was asking the people in Georgia, how can they involve the Indians in Armenia and Georgia in this march, etc., etc. If you have some ideas in mind, please tell us. We will really like to do that. We may not be able to go to every district of the country, but then we are trying to touch 11 states before coming to Ahmedabad. Right? And how many districts, I don't know, but then we will cover something like 10,000 kilometers in India and 10,000 kilometers outside. So total 20,000 kilometers before we reach Geneva.
The detailed day-by-day map be available on the website for India?
Yes.
Because many people will want to join.
Yes.
So by when that will be up, just let us know.
Yes.
Sorry.
I have another question here. Can people like us, from the regular walk of life, who probably have not dwelled enough as much as you all have, can we be part of the walk? And if yes, how?
The idea is, as long as we are in India, you can join us whenever you want, because then there is no question of visa and other arrangements. But you will have to inform us in advance. But don't come for less than 1 week. Don't drop in and drop out, because it's important for us to know the number, make arrangements, etc. And in India, we will be walking, busing, and also doing youth training programs. Suppose we are 1 week walking, then probably we are doing a 3 days youth training program, then traveling by bus for a while, etc. So if we know who is coming at what point of time, it is easy for us to accommodate the people who are coming, right? That's one. If internationally, please come for 2 weeks, not less than that. If you know in advance, as far as Schengen visa is concerned, we have an arrangement with Swiss Embassy, so that will be applicable from Italy onwards. For other countries, Armenia, it is visa on arrival, no problem. Georgia, we are getting an arrangement with the External Affairs Ministry, Home Ministry of Georgia. So please tell us in advance when you want to come and how long, which country. Opt for one country so that easy for us to work on your visa and travel, etc. People spend their own money to come, and as long as you are with us, we will take care of your boarding, lodging, etc. as part of the work. But you can always make a donation, right, for the cost. Yeah.
You mentioned that the core group of 50 persons has already been trained and is going around. So if people like us join in, what will be our role? What will we be expected to do? Just walk?
Thank you. This was also a question from Anupam. So you basically sign up online, you go to the website, you sign up, you say you want to join, and so you join in, and what you do is participate. We are planting trees as we go along. We're cleaning and doing shramdan in the morning. So everybody's part of a work group and everybody is assigned tasks. So that's what you would do according to your assigned task. Please come.
जाने वाले सभी लोग तय हो चुके हैं क्या?
ये जो 50 लोगों का चयन हो गया और वो एक 2 साल के प्रोसेस से हुआ और अभी उनका 2 राउंड ट्रेनिंग भी हो गया है। अब ट्रेनिंग तो अब आसान नहीं, आप जानते हैं कि हमारे भारत के से जाने वाले एक्टिविस्ट के लिए इवन टॉयलेट पेपर इस्तेमाल कैसे करना, ये सवाल बड़ी ट्रेनिंग बहुत लगता है। तो वॉशरूम कैसे इस्तेमाल करना, क्या डूज एंड डोंट्स बहुत हैं। तो 1-2 राउंड ट्रेनिंग हो गया, अगला 1-2 राउंड होगा। लेकिन हम लोग क्या सोच रहे हैं कि 30 लोग निरंतर चलेंगे और 20 लोग आते जाते रहेंगे। तो इसलिए फ्लोटिंग ग्रुप के लिए गुंजाइश, अभी भी किसी को आने की ज़रूरत हो, इच्छा हो, तो वेबसाइट में जाकर रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं। वी विल ट्राई टू एनरोल देम, और एक ऐसा गैप जैसे आएगा हम कहेंगे कि आप आएँ, तो वो संभावना भी है। 50 लोगों का एक और ग्रुप होगा, 20 फ्लोटिंग, 30 परमानेंट।